Well, hello, Dr. George Bobbitt here, personally inviting you to the upcoming Phase 1 course of Conceptology. Now, the one thing we all have in common is concept therapy. And so on December 5th, 6th, and 7th, we get the opportunity to teach probably one of the most phenomenal courses Dr. Fleet ever created. And so he created this course in 1946, originally to doctors with this key in mind. So I want to remind you of Dr. Fleet's original definition of concept therapy because this is important in all the work. He said it was the study and application of universal principles, universal laws of all science, theology, and philosophy about the human personality. Well, that involved the originative factor, the executive factor, and the material medium. Now, why does that matter? Well, it matters because he said that this is the science of the cause of disease. Whether it was from physical, mental, or spiritual planes of being, it didn't matter. We're going to find the cause. And then also the science and art of removing the cause of disease, utilizing physical, mental, and spiritual methods. And then if that wasn't enough, then he was going to teach us the natural laws which govern the body, mind, and soul. And it matters because the original idea was how do we get sick people well, whether it was physical, mental, and spiritual. So I want to share with you just from the pamphlet from the Phase 1 course to give you some insight in case you would like to take this course for the first time or review the course. The big idea is contacting, directing, and releasing the greatest power in the universe, that power within you and that power within me. This course is an advanced application and practice of the principles that we learned in concept therapy. So here's a brief introduction. Phase 1 deals almost entirely with the subconscious mind. This instruction outlines a method for contacting and directing and releasing the greatest power in the world, and that's the power within. It's the art of directing the innate power, and it depends on us understanding principles like suggestion and concentration. And the overall purpose, as we were all made aware in concept therapy, that there's one power in the universe, and that power acts according to exact laws, and it can be directed and it can be controlled. And so we're going to start with learning the laws of suggestion, then we're going to proceed into deeper phases of the work so that we can learn how this innate power responds to suggestion, and then how we can get that innate mind to execute the orders that we'd like, ideally for health, happiness, success, and peace. But here's some other nuggets that you can take away from this Phase 1 course. So think about this. We can avoid receiving detrimental ideas that might be destructive to our health and happiness. We can learn how to accept constructive ideas and how to avoid the psychosomatic illnesses that plague almost 80% of all of our sicknesses and diseases. How about how to cope and adapt to a negative environment and those around us? How to increase and enlarge our mental capacity, and then ultimately how to get acquainted with that deeper self within, and then how to help influence others for the good. And then just in brief, a couple more points here. This comes under the idea of, you've heard knowledge is power. Well, understanding the inner workings of the conscious mind and the subconscious could be the greatest knowledge that a human being could ever attain. And this understanding makes it clear to the student not only the principles of suggestion, but also their power, and explains all these mental ideas, these so-called psychic phenomena. We're going to go through deep concentration, magnetic healing, personal magnetism, telepathy, hallucination of the senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience. We're going to look at extrasensory perception, autosuggestion, self-hypnosis, how to improve our memory, how to improve our focus, how to improve our learning, and then how to develop those latent powers within. And so this tremendous power within us is so infinite that its application may be unlimited, but it's only limited by our own creative imagination. So join us December 5th, 6th, and 7th in San Antonio at the Concept Therapy Institute. There'll be more to share about this over the next coming weeks, but I wanted to personally invite you to be there.